Ever gazed out at a sailboat gliding across the water, and thought, I wish that were me. I know I have. But turn that daydream into reality, well, that can feel a bit daunting. Luckily, that's what we're diving into today, the world of RYA sailing courses.
Ah, yeah. It's your roadmap to becoming a confident sailor.
Even if you currently think starboard is something pirates yell about.
And what's interesting is there's a whole system. It's designed to take you from complete novice to, well, skippering your own vessel.
Wow, so we'll be using info from Jolly Roger Sailing in Southampton.
Yeah, they're a specialist shore-based center offering a whole range of these RIA courses.
So think of this deep dive as, like, charting the course, from dreaming of the open seas to actually navigating them.
Exactly. We'll unpack each step of the journey, from learning the very basics to the qualifications needed for coastal or even, offshore adventures.
First things first, let's talk about Jolly Roger Sailing. I have to admit, the name alone makes me want to sign up. But digging a little deeper, what makes them stand out as a course provider?
Well, it's easy to get caught up in the romance of sailing, but choosing the right school is key. And Jolly Roger seems to understand this, prioritizing a positive learning experience and tailoring courses to individual needs.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's important because, well, everyone learns differently, and feeling supported can make a big difference.
I noticed they emphasize learning from experienced offshore sailors, too. Not just classroom instructors, but seasoned veterans who've actually weathered storms and navigated tricky waters.
Yeah, that's a great point. Having instructors who can share real-world stories and practical insights alongside the theory can make a huge difference in how you absorb and apply the knowledge.
Right.
It's not just about passing an exam, it's about developing a deeper understanding of how things work in practice.
Their website also mentions bespoke learning materials, accessible online even after the course.
Oh, wow.
So it's like having a sailing reference library at your fingertips,
Yeah.
even as you gain more experience.
That's a valuable resource, especially as you progress and encounter new situations out on the water. It's a sign that Jolly Roger is invested in their students' long-term success, not just getting them through a course.
All right, let's get into the actual courses themselves. We'll start with what seems like the perfect jumping off point. Essential Navigation and Seamanship, coming in at $149. What exactly does this course equip someone to do?
This one is all about building that solid foundation, whether you're brand new to sailing, brushing up after time away, or even, if you're mostly on powerboats or fishing.
Ah,
Yeah, and it covers the absolute essentials, basic navigation skills, and crucially, safety awareness on the water.
so even if I can barely tie a knot, this course would give me the confidence to understand where I am on a chart and make safe decisions on the water.
Exactly. Think of it as learning the language of the sea, being able to read the charts, understand tides and currents, and knowing the rules of the road, so to speak, out on the water. That basic knowledge is crucial even before you start thinking about handling sails or, more complex maneuvers.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. And if you're ready to take things up a notch, they offer Day Skipper Theory, starting from $299. Now, this is where we move from passenger to potential captain, right?
Absolutely. Day skipper theory focuses on learning to safely skipper a small boat in familiar waters during daylight hours. So imagine yourself confidently navigating coastal areas you know well, planning trips and making informed decisions based on weather and tides. This course gives you the knowledge to do just that.
So I could take a friend out for a day sail in the Solent, for example, without feeling like I'm in over my head.
That's the idea. It also introduces you to some basic nighttime navigation concepts, like understanding lights and buoys, so you can at least get yourself back to harbor safely if you get caught out a little later than expected.
Now, I'm feeling a bit bolder. What about those who dream of venturing further afield, perhaps even crossing the English Channel? That's where the Yachtmaster Coastal Theory course comes in, right?
That's right. Starting from 325 runs, this course is for those with bigger ambitions on the horizon. Think France, Holland, the Channel Islands. It's about equipping you with the theoretical knowledge for, longer passages and more challenging conditions.
So we're talking more advanced navigation techniques, understanding weather patterns, and the skills needed to plan and execute those longer journeys.
Precisely. This course dives into the nitty-gritty of passage planning, meteorology, and dealing with potentially tougher conditions, further from shore. It's a significant step up in terms of knowledge and responsibility. But the rewards are equally significant.
It's interesting that there's a specific focus on safety at sea, especially with longer trips in mind. And speaking of safety, one thing that surprised me was learning about radio licenses for boats.
Yeah, it might seem surprising, but operating a VHF radio, The primary communication tool on a boat is a legal requirement in the UK on any UK-flagged vessel.
Hmm.
Jolly Roger offers the short-range radio course, starting from $69, which gets you that essential license.
And they actually provide hands-on practice with modern training radios, which I imagine is a lot more effective than just reading about it.
Absolutely. Practical experience is key. And it shows they're committed to making sure their students are comfortable using the equipment in real-life scenarios.
Another essential that caught my eye was the RYA first aid course,
Mm.
also from $69. You wouldn't think first aid on a boat would be that different. But
You'd be surprised.
this course focuses specifically on maritime environments, equipping you to handle medical situations that might arise while at sea. Think about it, you're potentially miles from shore, help might be delayed, and the conditions could be challenging. Knowing how to respond effectively in those circumstances could be life-saving. Okay, that makes complete sense. I'm starting to see how each of these courses builds on the previous one, creating a well-rounded and confident sailor. And for those who already have a boat, but maybe need some personalized guidance, they offer own boat tuition priced on application.
Yeah, this is a fantastic option for those who learn best in a one-on-one setting. In the comfort of their own vessel, it's about addressing specific needs and goals. Whether you're a new boat owner mastering the basics, or an experienced sailor looking to refine specific techniques, or tackle longer passages.
It's like having a personal sailing coach, which can be incredibly valuable as you progress in your sailing journey. So we've covered a good range of courses, from the fundamentals to more specialized training. And one thing that stands out is Jolly Roger's commitment to.
Promoting safety at sea.
Exactly.
That's the common thread woven through everything they offer. It's not just about ticking boxes and getting certified. It's about instilling a deep respect for the sea and the skills to navigate it safely and responsibly.
It's heartening to see a sailing school prioritizing safety and ethical practices, shaping not just competent sailors, but responsible ones. Now, I'm curious to know more about the actual experience of these courses. What's it really like to be a student at Jolly Roger?
Well, their website has a gallery that offers a glimpse into the atmosphere and learning environment. But to really understand what it's like, I think we need to delve deeper into.
The stories of those who've actually taken these courses,
Yeah,
hearing firsthand accounts, can really bring the experience to life.
absolutely.
Wouldn't you say?
It's one thing to read course descriptions,
Right.
but understanding how those skills translate into real-world situations, the
Yeah.
challenges people face and the sense of accomplishment they gain,
Uh-huh.
that's where the real inspiration lies.
Imagine the stories,
Yeah.
learning to navigate using the stars, or the thrill of successfully docking your boat for the first time.
Right.
Or even just the camaraderie of being out on the water with, fellow learners.
Precisely. And it's not always smooth sailing, so to speak.
Oh, I imagine.
There will be mistakes,
Yeah.
unexpected challenges,
Mhm.
and moments of doubt. Hearing how others overcame those hurdles
Right.
and the lessons they learned along the way can be incredibly valuable, especially for someone just starting out.
It's about more than just the technical skills, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about the personal growth that comes with pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and discovering a new side of yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Learning to sail can build confidence, resilience, problem-solving abilities.
Right.
You're constantly adapting to changing conditions, making decisions,
Yeah.
and relying on your own judgment. Those skills translate far beyond the boat itself.
It's funny you should mention that, because I was reading a review from a former Jolly Roger student who described their experience as transformative.
Oh, wow.
They talked about how learning to sail had not only equipped them with a new skill, but it also helped them become more decisive and confident
Okay.
in other areas of their life.
That's a testament to the power of experiential learning.
Yeah.
When you're out on the water, facing real challenges and relying on your knowledge and instincts, it's a powerful catalyst for personal growth.
And let's not forget the sheer joy of it all.
Right.
The feeling of freedom, the connection with nature, the thrill of harnessing the wind. These are the things that keep people coming back to sailing year after year.
It's a unique and rewarding experience. Imagine the tranquility of a quiet morning sail, the exhilaration of catching a strong gust of wind, or the simple pleasure of watching the sunset over the horizon.
Yeah.
These are moments that stay with you.
It's interesting you bring up the connection with nature, because sailing is often seen as an eco-friendly activity. But with increasing boat traffic and concerns about pollution, how can we ensure that sailing remains a sustainable pastime?
That's a crucial question. While sailing itself is relatively low impact, The boating industry as a whole needs to address its environmental footprint.
Right.
Things like responsible waste management, minimizing fuel consumption, and choosing eco-friendly products are all steps in the right direction.
And from an educational standpoint, how can sailing schools like Jolly Roger incorporate sustainability into their curriculum?
I think it's about instilling a sense of environmental stewardship
Yeah.
in every student, educating them about the delicate ecosystems they're sailing through, the impact of pollution, and encouraging responsible practices both on and off the boat.
It's about fostering a generation of sailors who are not only skilled and confident, but also aware of their impact on the environment
Yeah.
and committed to protecting the waters they love.
Exactly. It's about seeing sailing not just as a recreational activity, but as a way of life that demands respect for the natural world.
I'm curious, from your perspective, what are some of the biggest challenges facing modern sailors?
Well, one significant challenge is the increasing congestion on waterways, particularly in popular sailing areas.
Right.
This raises safety concerns
Sure.
and requires heightened awareness and vigilance from all boaters.
Wow. It's like rush hour on the water.
Precisely. And with that increased traffic comes the potential for more accidents and environmental damage. Another challenge is the ongoing debate about access to waterways. As coastal areas become more developed, there can be conflicts between recreational boaters, commercial interests, and conservation efforts.
It's a balancing act, finding ways to ensure access and enjoyment for everyone while protecting the fragile marine environment.
Absolutely. And then there's the issue of climate change. Rising sea levels, more extreme weather events,
Right.
and changes in wind patterns are already impacting sailing routes and conditions. Sailors need to be prepared for these challenges and adapt their practices accordingly.
It's a reminder that we're all connected to the natural world
Yeah,
and that our actions have consequences.
precisely. So as we continue to explore the world of sailing, it's essential to be mindful of these challenges
Right.
and consider how we can contribute to solutions.
And for those listening who are considering taking their first steps towards becoming sailors, what advice would you give them?
Don't be intimidated. Learning to sail can seem daunting at first, but with the right guidance and a positive attitude, it's an achievable goal. Start with a basic course like the Essential Navigation and Seamanship. Build your confidence gradually.
Yeah.
And most importantly, enjoy the journey.
Embrace the learning process, the mistakes and the triumphs, because that's where the real magic happens.
And remember, sailing is not just about reaching a destination, it's about the experiences you gather along the way,
Right.
the connections you make, and the personal growth you achieve.
It's about feeling the wind in your sails, the sun on your face,
Yeah.
and the vastness of the ocean beneath you. It's about pushing your limits, discovering new horizons, and connecting with a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion for the sea.
It's an adventure that can enrich your life in countless ways.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of RYA sailing courses, let's leave our listeners with a final thought. We've talked about courses and skills and even some of the challenges facing the sailing world today. But when it comes down to it, what's the real draw? The thing that makes someone want to trade solid ground for a life at sea?
That's a question as old as sailing itself.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, for some, it's the sense of adventure, the call of the unknown, the chance to explore hidden coves and distant shores. For others, it's the challenge, the constant learning, the satisfaction of mastering a complex skill. And for many, it's simply the peace, the connection with nature, the feeling of being truly present in the moment as you harness the power of the wind.
I love that. It's such a multifaceted experience, appealing to different aspects of what makes us human. There's a quote by the sailor Bernard Moitessier that comes to mind. "The sea is everything. It covers 7/10 of the terrestrial globe. Its breath is pure and healthy. It is an immense desert where man is never lonely, for he feels life stirring on all sides."
Beautiful quote.
Yeah, it really captures that sense of both solitude and connection that the sea offers. You know, you're surrounded by this vast, powerful force of nature, yet you're also part of a long lineage of sailors, a community that stretches back centuries.
That's right.
And that brings us back to Jolly Roger Sailing and their mission to not just teach sailing, but to shape responsible sailors who respect the sea and understand their place within this larger context. I notice they have a quote on their website. "We believe that learning to sail should be an enriching experience that fosters a love and respect for the sea."
You know, that philosophy really shines through in everything we've discussed. It's not just about acquiring technical skills, it's about developing a deeper appreciation for the marine environment and a commitment to protecting it.
Imagine a world where every sailor is equipped not only with the knowledge to navigate,
Yeah.
but also the awareness to minimize their impact, to make choices that benefit both the sailing community and the health of our oceans.
That's a vision worth striving for. And it starts with education, with instilling those values from the very beginning of a sailor's journey.
Right.
Jolly Roger's emphasis on safety, their experienced instructors, their commitment to ongoing learning, it all contributes to fostering that sense of responsibility.
So for anyone listening who's felt that tug of the sea, that yearning to experience the world from a different perspective, to challenge themselves and connect with nature in a profound way.
Take the leap. Explore the world of RYA sailing courses. Find a school that resonates with your values. And embark on this incredible journey.
You might surprise yourself with what you discover.
Yeah.
Not just about sailing, but about yourself.
That's right.
And who knows, you might just find yourself sharing that passion, inspiring others to set sail and experience the magic of the sea.
On that note, we'll bring this deep dive to a close.
I think that's a great place to end it.
We hope you've enjoyed exploring the world of RYA sailing courses with us, and perhaps we've even sparked a desire to embark on your own sailing adventure.
I know I'm ready to sign up.
Fair winds and following seas to you all.